I basically do lots of digital marketing for my clients. I'm actually a lady who's had my fingers in lots of pies. I started out life as a programmer, so I actually code and build websites long before WordPress came along. So now obviously a lot of people do things like WordPress, which is very point and click, which is absolutely fine. But if you need any development work, anything a little bit more sort of in depth, that's what I do. But I also coach my clients, and as you can see through my YouTube channel in a minute, I literally give all my secrets away. I literally hold nothing back, and I teach and empower you guys to do everything, if you want to, for yourselves as well. So I am basically, at the moment, I've just literally, I don't know if you can see behind me, but I've just literally launched my video planner, which is on sale now for £27, and that will help you organise all your digital marketing, video marketing, I should say. And in September, if I get all my ducks in a row, because things are slow with my kids at home at the moment, getting the videos recorded, so it might be pushed back till October, but I am going to be launching a 3-month video marketing academy. I'm still working on the name, and unfortunately with kids at home 24/7, it has been a bit of a challenge trying to get a lot of the content together. So it might be launching in October, but I'm still aiming at the moment for September. And the jury's out still on the pricing. We've had a chat, Debbie, but I'm up and down on how and what and why and what I am including and what I'm not. So there's a few things going on in my world at the moment if you're interested in video marketing. So you want me to go straight on into my... Yeah. Okay, so the reason I haven't been in this group before is I actually met Debbie probably about 6 weeks ago now, and one of the things that I've been doing in my YouTube journey is I literally test, tweak, explore, experiment with every single kind of metric and thing that I think is going to have an influencing factor on the growth of my YouTube channel. And at the moment, I have been on a journey whereby for the last maybe 6 weeks, I've been doing a live presentation, live streaming to my YouTube channel, which happens to be on a Monday, Wednesday, Friday. So it's constantly clashed. Debbie's been like, please come along, please come along. So I am rejigging things a little bit, and I'm going to explain to you why. But I just thought I'd start out by just giving you a little bit of an insight to what YouTube is a little bit more about, because a lot of people think it is a case of you record your video, you stick it up there, job done, and it's not. YouTube is a business, so unless you are going to earn money for YouTube, all right, they don't really, in all layman's terms, give a toss about you. And I know that sounds quite harsh, but if you aren't earning YouTube any money, they don't want to put any energy, effort, or interest into promoting you. And the reason being is because their first goal is to keep visitors or viewers, shall I say, on their platform. Okay, so if you are a channel that has been allowed to monetize, and you have gone through what I'm calling is the initiation phase, then YouTube starts to get more interested in what you are doing, because you've proved that you can generate your own traffic. You've proved that you are worthy of their attention, shall we say. So I started my YouTube journey in March. As you probably can tell already, I'm a lady with my fingers in lots of pies. Creative technologies, if it's pretty much covered in an Adobe package somewhere, in an Adobe suite, from coding to creative design to marketing or whatever, I basically have done it or deliver it for my clients. And basically in March, I launched my channel with this big idea of obviously aiming to get it monetized, which is fine. But the journey has been, once I started to get my sort of teeth into it, as it were, I realized just how little I knew. So I've basically started investigating every single metric that you think, or you might even imagine, that could influence the success or make or break of my channel. And just to give you an idea of what kind of scope we are looking at, I've been quite heavily sort of researching a lot of the YouTube help pages and their forums. YouTube, as we possibly know, is the second largest search engine on the planet. It's owned by Google. It monitors over 800,000 different metrics by which to rank your videos. So you're never going to guess what you need to do, but you can take an educated stab at how you approach things, which is what I'm going to cover in today's little talk. And in any given minute, 60-second window, around the globe, over 400,000 hours of watch time is uploaded. So just bear that in mind a little bit when you put your little 10-minute video up there and you expect the world to suddenly come knocking at your door and watch it. I will guarantee that there are literally hundreds of millions of other versions of you already uploading content that already got established and so on. So basically in the very, very first stages of your YouTube channel, pretty much I would say 99% of everything that takes place is 100% on your own back. So you've got to literally run your YouTube channel like it is your business. And I'm going to just dive on in over, because even though my channel's been up and running for 6 months now, the growth is slow, but what it has done is opened up huge amounts of doors of opportunity for me. So I'm just going to quickly share my screen with you. Not with me, because I can already see it. Okay, bear with me a second. So can you just give me a heads up? Can you see my screen at yeah? Okay. So this is my YouTube channel. Ironically, I've actually launched a second one this week, and I'm going to talk about that in a moment. Now, I'm going to dive straight on into my analytics. Let me just come out of here a little bit. 2 seconds. I don't know why it's not showing me my login. Right, okay, so I've got 2 YouTube channels. Let me just come out and switch accounts. Now, the reason I'm going to show you this today is because, if I can get YouTube to play games, but there we go. We have this initiation phase whereby you have, in any 12-month rolling period, you need to establish over 4,000 hours of watch time and over 1,000 subscribers. So whatever I do in August 2020, by the time it gets to September 2021, next year, my efforts this month will not be accountable. Okay, so basically if you look down here, and you can see how hard it is as I go through, I show you all my statistics, I hold nothing back. But at the moment I'm on 217 subscribers. These are legitimate subscribers, and I'm obviously going to ask you guys to follow me as well. But this is what I'm calling like the hustle phase, because I have to generate my own traffic, I have to generate the interest, and I'm going to show you what happens on a couple of videos when YouTube does decide to pick things up. But at the moment I've got 179 watch hours. Now, if you can think of every video that you publish as being a fishing hook, sitting out there in the sea of YouTube, just bobbing along, waiting for somebody to do a search on a problem so that Google stroke YouTube can suggest your video as an answer, then basically the more videos you have, the more opportunities you have to be found, therefore the more watch time, and so on. So what you have is, if I quickly dive into my analytics, is you have this thing that takes sort of like this graph that goes really, really slowly, and then it will suddenly shoot up. Now, I've got this here at the moment as a sort of a quick synopsis of my channel. This is the last 365 days, and as you can see, I'm halfway through this chart now because I launched my channel properly. Although it existed, I didn't do anything with it, but I launched it and put effort in from about March onwards. Views is a vanity sort of metric. It does not necessarily help you with your channel. What YouTube really is interested in is this watch time hours here. And again, you can see here that I've got all of these kind of peaks and troughs and peaks and troughs. Now, I'm constantly experimenting with my YouTube channel at the moment with the content, because I can do so many different things. Am I focusing on WordPress? Am I focusing on marketing? Am I focusing on YouTube itself? Am I focusing on graphic design? So I've got this, I'm actually causing my YouTube channel a wee bit of a problem, because my YouTube channel doesn't actually know right now what my genre is, as it were, because I don't have enough content, I don't have enough traction to be able to say I'm an authority in this one field. Okay, so at the moment I myself, because of the type of person I am, causing a little bit of a headache to myself and my YouTube growth. But the other thing I wanted to point out here is, let me just change this down so it's the last 3 months, so it's a little bit more interesting to look at. One of the other things that I wanted to show you is that when you do hit your nail on the head and things do work really well for you, you can get, YouTube will back you still. Let me just come through to reach, bear with me just 1 second. Now I've got, this is a 3-month view. I've just changed it up here to 90 days. I hope you can see this because I know it's quite small for a lot of you. And what you've got is this kind of line, and if you hover over it, This line is telling how many impressions, that's how many times my videos have been served to viewers so that they could go, oh, shall I watch Angela's video? So on the 29th of May, for example, where has it gone? I was suggested 141 times in that 24-hour period. On this day, I was suggested 522 times. But then on these 2 days, I launched videos and YouTube picked them up. Now, this is why it's really important to understand what's going on in your channel, because YouTube does test what's going on. I think it was right back in March. A 3-month view doesn't show it, but literally back in March, this happened to me. So when it happened this time on the 25th of July, I was kind of ready for it, which is why I managed to get 2 peaks back to back. But essentially, this is what happens when YouTube decides to suggest your content, okay? And you can see literally the peak on that day there, I was literally had 9,000 odd impressions, which means YouTube delivered my videos to over 9,000 people in a day, and on this day it was 12,000. So although if I scroll all on down here, you can start to get the idea of some of the things that are going on my channel. What you really need to think about is the actual way that YouTube works. Now, if you look up here, sorry, I'll scroll too fast. This one here, traffic sources types, this is a really important box to look at, because what it does is it summarizes the most important metrics. Now, YouTube search, I have always, and on my second channel, I'm going to show you I'm kicking it in at 100% at the moment, but I have always floated above 40% on my YouTube search. So just take a second to think what that means. What that means is if you have a problem, let's just say there was a lady in the audience today that was does the sewing, the one lady that's down in Cornwall. Sorry, I've forgotten your name. But I, for example, need to sew my curtains. I don't know if you can quickly see, but I've literally just put a blind up, but I've taken my curtains down. Okay, and the reason I've taken my curtains down is because every time I did something, they were hitting all my stuff on my desk because they're too long. So let's just say I want to learn how to hem my curtains. Okay, I have a need, I have a problem. I go to YouTube because I want to watch a video, and I type in how to hem curtains, and YouTube's job is then to provide me with videos that answer, in its knowledge, that problem for me. So that is how my video content is being found in the search terms. So 42% of that is traffic now coming to my channel because people have a problem and my videos are being suggested as a possible solution that helps them solve a problem. Now, if you just take a stop for a moment and think about that, as a channel, although I only have 217 subscribers, they are 217 really loyal people because they generally comment, they engage, they watch. But so far on my YouTube channel, I have gained over £200 worth of free products. I'm only 6 months old and I've only got a tiny amount of people, but I have now companies literally messaging me saying, would you please do a review on this or a review on that? So my latest review was on this. I've not even heard or seen one of these before. And this is like a neck, it's like a neck speaker, so you don't have to wear earplugs. So if you've got problems with your ears but you want music to come around the house with you, it's a Bluetooth thing. So this is worth like £35. Oh, I can't send, there you go, £35, and I was sent it for free just so that I could do a YouTube video. But I also have software companies now going, like one of the plugins for my WordPress that I have an annual license that I use on my client sites has literally just turned around and said, well, this is worth 150 quid as an annual license. Why don't we give you one license to give away for free? So people are now starting to give me traction from suppliers and things like that. So that kind of gives you like influencer status, which also elevates your credibility. But the other thing that I wanted to say from this as well is that I'm actually earning money through my YouTube channel on affiliate marketing as well, because I'm talking to you all you guys today and I'm telling you about this and I'm telling you about that. In a minute I'll tell you about some of the software that I use, and if you were to go and check it out and maybe subscribe yourselves, I will be getting a little tiny bit of a kickback as a commission payment from a lot of these companies to say thank you for recommending my products and services to your fans and followers. Now that doesn't sound that much, but at the moment on a monthly basis I'm earning about £180 now, literally for doing nothing. And that sounds like quite small amounts, but if you can start to imagine how this will roll for me in my business as a passive income, as my YouTube grows, I'm going to get more people watching my videos, and so it's always an upward spiral, but it's a slow spiral at the moment. The other thing that YouTube is doing for me is that absolutely every single client in my business right now has come to me because they've seen one of my YouTube videos. So if you can imagine, you will cross paths with 101 website designers, okay? What makes me different? I am literally giving away my knowledge for free on a YouTube video. So you're thinking, well, why would people want to pay to have that service? Well, it's proving that I know what I know. And it's proving that I can explain it to people, and it's empowering them to basically have the knowledge and tools that they need to be able to ask the right questions so that they don't get ripped off when they're talking to people. And then eventually what's happening is that people are contacting me through LinkedIn, having watched my videos, and what they've done is they've spoken to 2 or 3 other people, generally before coming to me, to sort of say, you know, is Angela, what's Angela said, or they're trying to put testers out there to see if what I'm giving away is knowledge-wise is on the level. And when they realise it is, it's incredibly empowering, because people are literally like, yeah, no, I don't want to work with anyone else. You know, you know, I know you know your thing and that kind of stuff. And literally every single client in my business at the moment is now as a result of one of my YouTube videos somewhere. So if you're looking at ways of generating interest in your business, you're really missing a trick. And don't just think things like, oh, I'll do a Facebook Live or a LinkedIn Live. Yes, that's fine, but people aren't on those platforms looking for videos. They might stumble across your video and they might watch it because they follow you and they are interested. But if they have a problem, they don't go to Facebook and go, how do you build a website? They go to YouTube and type in how to build a website, which obviously is an example from my own business's perspective. But you need to understand how to embrace it, YouTube, as basically literally a digital marketing tool that it educates your audience. Now, I was talking just a second ago, I know I'm still on my stats page here, but I just wanted to quickly point down to this other one down here, which says suggested videos. Now, this is the creme de la creme. If you can conquer being recommended as like one of the highest percentages, and as you can see, it's not for me, but this is where my ultimate goal in life is. And the reason being is because when you watch a video, say you have a problem on something and you watch a video, you generally want 2 or 3 people's opinion. So you won't be satisfied with just watching the first video you come across. You'll watch the next one and the next one. And when that video comes to an end, there's a strip of information on the right-hand side next to the video that will literally have suggested content. And what YouTube is trying to do is obviously keep viewers on their platform and give them that amazing experience, which is what the whole ethos is about. But when you bounce from video to video, you're looking for information that basically endorses all that other extra little snippet of golden information, that golden nugget that somebody didn't cover in the first video, so you can get a bigger, broader picture and understanding on how to solve whatever it is that you are doing. So to be recommended to people in a suggested video strip, as it were, if you think about how powerful that is, because people are already in an engagement mindset, they're already proactively looking for your content, therefore they are much more likely to watch your videos. That is where you're aiming to be. But the reason that YouTube doesn't necessarily support you on this area right now, whilst you're a new or a small channel, is because also it wants to support the channels that are earning it money and people that have gone through what I'm literally calling this initiation phase. Because if you think taking YouTube back to being a business, it's taking a risk on suggesting your content as a small channel, because you haven't proved that you are able to keep visitors on your channel yourself, because you've only got a few videos. It's hard to suggest out, go and watch this channel, when you've only got maybe a dozen videos, because people like to absorb information on a specific thing. So for example, like me at the moment, I'm also putting up internal doors in my house. I know nothing about fitting doors, but in order to know that I was hiring someone that could do the job properly, I've watched a few DIY programs so that I have more understanding. What I'm trying to say is, when you come across something or a channel like mine or whoever's it is that has content that you really like, you will watch other videos by them because you start to know that person, you start to trust them, you start to believe in their advice and that kind of thing. So YouTube wants to basically have that feeling with all of its viewers, and it's hard for that to be established when you've only got a couple of videos because there's no other content for these people to then go and bounce onto. Just quickly moving on down here as well, some other things that I wanted to show you. When you go into all of your metrics, it's often really interesting to kind of dive deep into a particular thing so you can understand a bit more. So for example, on my suggested videos here, this for me, 9.5 is actually really good. If you was to look at my channel maybe 6 weeks ago, I was floating at around about 2 and 3%. So this, what I'm finding for me is that this number is going up. The more videos, the more content, the more time that passes under the bridge. And if you go into these statistics a little bit more, what you can actually do is look at the videos that are suggesting you content. Your content to people. So most of these at the moment are my own, but when you start coming down here, like film theory, this is some random, I have no idea what this is, but it's recommending my videos. Some of these, let me have a look. This one here, this one's not mine. How to connect Zoom and OBS the right way. Again, none of this is to do with me. It's not my channel, it's somebody else's video. So I'm now piggybacking off of other people's videos that are already attracting my ideal target audience. And what will happen is, as my channel grows and I get more channel authority, my videos will become less and less. And what will happen is I will start to get traction off of other channels. And that's really when you skyrocket your channel. So think of your first 1,000 subscribers and your first 4,000 watch hours as basically your initiation phase, telling YouTube that you are worthy of their time and attention. Please support your channel. What happens after you've become a YouTube partner stroke getting this monetization right, shall we say? Well, all your videos can be monetized, which means every time somebody watches a video with an advert and somebody clicks on that advert, YouTube earns money, which is why they want to support channels that are monetized, but you also earn money. Now, to give you an idea, everything is calculated per 1,000 views. Now, obviously, as you can see, let's have a look here. I've got, at the moment, in the last 90 days, 63,000 impressions. Let me go to, this is the views, 2,500 views, okay? So my channel, as I said, is really small, but just to give you an idea, when your channel really does sort of kick off and you can, you know, rank up like a few 100,000 views in a video in a month, for example, YouTube will pay out a rate per 1,000 views. Now, a view counts as something that's generally over 30 seconds long, unless somebody has specifically searched for that term and clicked on the video to watch it. And the rate that they pay out on depends on your genre. So from my research, the lady that I spoke to, who I've got a video on, if you go back and look through my videos, Mama Furfur is her name. She's a Scottish lady, absolutely amazing, but she's been dealing with stock exchange, finance, money, how you keep your savings, all of those kind of things. Absolutely fantastic lady, very similar to me. She did a computer engineering degree, so her likes and things like that are very much like mine, but where I've gone into marketing and things, she's gone into more money and finance. Most of the cost per clicks that she gets per 1,000 range between 25 and 35 pounds per 1,000 views, whereby in the makeup industry, because it's so much more heavily dominated, there's so much more content, there is therefore less chance for you to have a monopoly, even though you can rank up thousands and thousands of views. I've got a friend who's just literally breaking this area now due to her Instagram. she gets around about £3 to £5 per 1,000 views. So there's a huge difference depending on your genre and how competitive it is as to what you get paid. But if you then sort of think, okay, well, why all this effort to earn yourself a fiver, Ange? It becomes a passive income. Every single video that I have published is now sitting out there ready to be watched anytime in the future, forever, unless I physically delete it. Which means that when you start to bank up this incredible journey of videos that you are publishing, and you've got maybe a year or something underneath your belt, and you said, let's just say you are doing 3 videos a week, a bit like myself, then that's 150 opportunities to rank up views. And in 2 years' time, that's going to be 300 opportunities. And a lot of my content is evergreen. So a lot of the strategies will be just as relevant in 3 years' time as they are in 3 days' time, whereby some of the technology might have changed a little bit. So you've got to bear in mind whether it's evergreen or if it's viral style content, as in you're riding a wave of something that's going on at the moment, and you can sort of capitalize that. For example, when everybody went into lockdown, suddenly everybody wanted to learn about Zoom, so videos to do with Zoom and video communication went through the roof. That was like a trend, and although those videos will still be relevant in 3 years' time, that was a sudden trend, if that makes sense. So if you could capitalize on a sudden demand in your industry, that would be really good. Unfortunately, I didn't do that. But essentially what I'm trying to come down to here is that this becomes a passive income. Now, to put this back into some more layman's terms, most people, when they get to about 20,000 subscribers, generally can earn around 2 to 3K minimum as a passive income each month. Okay, so if you think what you were doing 3 years ago in your business, every single time you've spoken to someone, every single time that you've answered that same question, like the #1 question in the website world is, how much does a website cost? I've now put that into a video, and it's one of my best videos on my channel. If you can start putting videos together on especially the questions that you are always finding yourself answering, those videos are going to constantly be watched. And yes, maybe it takes you 2-3 years to monetize your channel, but in that 3-year journey, I will guarantee that the doors of opportunity that open, the traffic that you generate, the clients that you start talking to, will be all the other reasons why you need to launch yourself a YouTube channel. The monetization aspect, even though that's like an ultimate goal for a lot of people launching a YouTube channel, it's kind of like the icing on the cake. What they don't realize is all of the other benefits that can come to you for the fact that you've actually just run a channel. Even now, as I say, I'm probably at the moment probably about £2,000 in total up from not having done this since March, purely because I gain now about £180 a month in affiliate marketing profits, and I've had about £200 worth of kit given to me, so it's probably more about £1,600. But that's, you know, these are like the little perks, these are the little benefits of why I'm doing my YouTube channel. And it wasn't even the reason why I launched it. It was, these are just little things that I didn't even think about at the time was going to actually generate a benefit to me. So there's lots of reasons to launch your YouTube channel. Do not get disheartened that you put a lot of time and energy into it and you get like, I don't know, 10 views in the first 6 weeks, okay? It is completely and utterly soul destroying, but if you remember that it is like a business and that you are in an initiation phase, and that initiation phase really does depend on you, the amount of external marketing you do, the amount of the quality of your videos, if you look amateurish, if you look like you're a person that knows what you're talking about, that kind of thing, then you know, you're going to get different type of traction. People resonate with people in different ways. It also depends on your genre. Now, the reason I'm explaining this is there's 2 more things that I need to, I don't know what my time limit is, Debbie, but there's just 2 more things I was going to show you. The reason, even though I haven't kind of conquered life with YouTube on this channel yet, I'm still doing it and it's opening my doors, it's now fueling my business. I have just launched a second YouTube channel. Now you'll be like, why would you do this to yourself? You know, that kind of thing. So give me 10 seconds, I'm going to show you another screen. This one, as I said to you at the beginning of the chat, I'm a lady that has my fingers in lots of pies, and my actual life started out training to be a software developer, one of those people that actually programs, codes, and does like techie stuff about 25 years ago. That's what my degree is in. And as WordPress has taken over and things have been a much more wizard-based point and click, I was finding that most of this coding skill, knowledge and expertise that has taken me years to basically grow was becoming less and less prominent in my life. It was becoming quite redundant and I was losing the skill. Okay, so my girls now, my oldest girl is 10 and a half. My nephew is literally at the first week of September going to be 11. When I was at uni, I actually had a part-time job in the evening teaching kids through a homework club and a charity how to code websites. So back then it was HTML, before WordPress came along. That's how old I am. But if 11 and 16-year-olds could learn that language, a different programming language is no different. And nowadays, kids especially are all online. They like Roblox, they like playing these games. And most of the games, like everybody here has heard of Angry Birds or World of Warcraft. That's not something I've played. We've all heard of Sonic the Hedgehog, things like that. A lot of the mobile app games that I've just mentioned were all designed in this programming language called Lua. Now, I haven't got any of them next to me, but as a person growing up, when I was about 10, 11 years old myself, I used to save my pocket money up and go and buy these Osborne puzzle adventure books, whereby they used to cost me like £2 or £3, even back in the day when I was like 10 or 11 years old, and I would save my pocket money up or do extra jobs around the house. And I was obsessed with these. Every double page spread, there was a puzzle. You had to be like a little agent, little like, sort of solve this puzzle, fix this riddle, break that code, whatever. Think Indiana Jones in a book kind of thing. And I loved them. And then about 5 years ago, we were sitting one Christmas and my little girls were then about 5 and 3 years old. And we were looking for some games on Kindles and things like that. It was miserable weather. And I stumbled across a 2D platform game called Alice in, I was going to say Alice in Wonderland. It wasn't it. I've got it written down and I'll show you screenshots of it in a minute in one of my videos. If you go into this very first video, I do explain this journey. But essentially it was like a photo that had hotspots, and you had to touch different areas of the screen and it would open up a door, or you'd find a key and then you had to find what the key unlocked and that kind of thing. So it really was sort of adventure puzzle style. Okay, and I thought, oh, this would be really cool. I could totally design one of these, but I just didn't know how to do it. And then ironically, one of the guys that I followed on one of the companies on Facebook, literally 2 Christmases ago, launched a game, and I was reading the thread of conversation on their Facebook page, and he just turned around and happened to say, oh, I launched the game in this programming language called Lua, and I used a online tool which is totally free, which ironically is called Corona SDK, and they've literally just changed their name to Solar 2D, and that was it. And I literally went and googled these open source platforms, this code and all the other bits and pieces, and within 48 hours I was tinkering and I was building my app. Now, I'm not going to show you my app just yet, but I basically decided, as a household, we're quite technically minded, as you can imagine. I met my partner on my degree, where we both basically were training to be programming software engineers. My girls obviously absorb this information. My eldest at the moment wants to be a YouTuber, surprise, surprise. And she literally has taken herself off and has found all of these various free online video editing tools. And I'm thinking, if she can have that kind of knowledge and ability now, she's not far off having the ability to learn to do some coding. Trying to teach her, we'd kill each other. So I thought I'd put this into videos. And the reason that I've done this also is because I feel that there is a niche opportunity, whereby in my other channel to do with digital marketing and all that kind of thing, the industry is horrendously saturated. Literally, if you any topic search, the first 20 videos are all from channels that have over 1 million subscribers. You're going head to head with a David and Goliath situation. It's just absolutely horrendously difficult to build traction, as I've just shown you. But on this channel, which is literally only a week and a half old, I've only got 6 subscribers, but I can tell you every single one of those subscribers has come to me 100% naturally from YouTube. I'm just going to show you the analytics, because what's really interesting is literally every single thing at the moment. It was showing me last night, and I bet it's changed now, but it was showing me last night that 100% of my traffic is from YouTube, which is really, really empowering. Hang on, sorry, I'm on the wrong channel. Just 2 seconds. I've got to switch to my other account. Won't be 1 second. This is the only problem when you're managing lots of people's channels. it gets a little bit confusing. Right, analytics. Okay, so literally my channel is a week and a half old. Okay, so there's not a lot going on, but I've already ranked up just short of 2 hours worth of watch time. I've gained 4 subscribers. I've got 31 views. And the reason I launched this channel is because when I want to learn how to program in something, I always end up finding a channel from a big fat American guy. And I don't mean that in a horrible way, but I have absolutely no personal connection with fat Texans, and not because they're fat, but because they're like these big sort of 60-year-old professors, that huge people that sit there and they're like, you need to do this, and they talk a language that even though I am a programmer sort of goes, what did you just say? And it goes right over my head. And I just thought, you know what, it doesn't need to be this complicated. Learning a language is like a computer language is just as easy as a spoken language. You just need to know how to put your sentences together, and you just need to start thinking a little bit logically, which you can learn. So I decided to make a child-friendly channel, and so far, bearing in mind that I have absolutely done no marketing or advertising on this at the moment, you can see here, even in the last 48 hours, I've had 15 views. So I think there's a demand, and I have a feeling that what will happen is once I've got to about a month worth of content, because I'm doing 3 videos a week, this will actually start to ride out a little bit, because there are no female presenters. There is no one in the UK market presenting. They all talk in jargon, which is horrendous, and it doesn't need to be that complicated. And I think I found a bit of an opportunity. Now, the other reason I wanted to show you this is just quickly going back down here to the stats. Let me see if I can show it to you. No, it's just, oh, it has updated. Yesterday, I was rocking at 100% of my traffic coming to me from my search terms, and I wanted to show that, but it's ironic that it's just changed. But if you look down here on these search terms, this is how things are basically being found, is basically people putting in things like Lua programming, Lua coding. And for me to build channel authority, because I'm just focusing on one type of topic, which is essentially Lua programming using the Solar 2D game engine, which sounds really complicated, but my entire channel is about those 2 things, the language and the game engine, both of which are free. Everything will be a lot more concentrated, which I think will also give my channel a lot more power to be understood by the YouTube algorithm, to be suggested. So I just wanted to show you this for you guys. And obviously, if you do have any kids, nephews, things like that are interested, please do let me know. And by the way, this sort of impression and click-through rate, generally, as a rule of thumb on the YouTube environment, anything that's floating between 2 and 4% as a click-through rate is good. At the moment, I'm surfing in at about 13, which I think will go up. And I reckon a lot of that is because if you type in something like Lua, that's going to be on my channel, but if you was to type in something to do with my channel, and you look at the video thumbnails of people in the computer programming world, you will see how bland and boring they are. And I think my thumbnails are standing out. So these are basically to do with Lua programming and so forth. But this is kind of where the competition lays. It looks boring before you even start, and yet mine are bright and breezy. So I think that's why things are starting to work quite well on that channel. And I just thought I'd throw that one out there for you guys as a last little caveat on my presentation today. I can keep going, Debbie. I don't know how long I have, so.
I think maybe just talk them. Oh, have I got? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I'm listening.
Yeah. Just talk them through the importance of getting the descriptions right, and actually
the keyword
why the keywords are so important in the description, because people just put 2 lines and that's not enough, is it? So you've got time to just quickly run through that, and then obviously talk about any courses you've got coming up.
Yeah, sure, no worries. Let me go on to one of my, in fact, let me just see if I've got a nice example of one here. Let me just bring up, I'm going to pause it the moment I start talking. Right. Okay, so lots of things that you don't think about as well is that you've got this real estate space on every single video, and people will literally put, like as Debbie just said, literally 2 lines of text saying, you know, download this free text editor. This is what this is. So this is teaching you how to download something called Visual Studio, which is the tool needed to write your computer code in. So basically, I've got this for every video, it's video based and channel based, this real estate space. Okay, so if you have a quick look here, things that I've done, first of all, I've got quite a little bit of a meaty description that gives the user an idea of what is going on. In this description, I am using keywords that I have researched that basically endorse.
Can you share your screen with them, Angela, and show them it?
Oh, have I not done it? Sorry, I did try to share the screen and it wasn't coming up. Oh, I do apologise, guys. I did do it. Maybe I didn't click on it properly. There you go. That will make more sense. Sorry about that. So all I've done is I've gone in. Let me just go back one step. So all I did is I randomly. This one was all my videos are now pre-scheduled. So this is today's video that went live at 10 o'clock this morning. So whilst I've been with you guys, this is always happening on the back of my channel as well. So first of all, what you've got going on up here is above this kind of show more is a little bit of a teaser, and then you've got this area that basically promotes your video content. Now this is real estate space. This is probably not the best one because this was a complicated topic, but this one here, what we've got going on, let me just pause it. Right, so in the title itself, that first section there is all capital letters. That's not by mistake, that is deliberate, because capital letters in the title has a little bit more weighting than lowercase letters. Every single thing that you see, I have researched. My videos, I did, when I first launched my other channel in March, it was pre-recorded, which is how most of you guys will do it. Then I've learned that actually you can't fake your knowledge when you live stream, so you even know your thing, which was incredibly powerful for me. So I have been pretty much since about mid-April live streaming all my video content. And now, because these videos are a little bit more technical, what I'm actually doing is embracing the live stream, but I am actually just editing a little bit afterwards. So I'm privately live streaming and then editing. The only reason being is because sometimes if there's like a license code or a software fee or something, or personal information, I need to be able to blank it out, and that's difficult to do when you're live streaming. So now I've kind of embraced the live stream and the pre-recorded video. So my videos, if you're doing, just for time, I'm going to come back to the keyword in just a second, but if you was going to do the pre-editing, planning and everything, most videos are about six-ish hours long in time investment. When you're doing a live stream, my time investment per video was less than 2 hours, because it most about the first hour at least was just doing my keyword research. And now with these videos, I can do batch filming now because I'm privately streaming them and then quickly editing some little snippets. My videos are about 3 hours per video. So, and I'd say at least an hour on every video, regardless of which method I do, goes into my keyword research. And the reason being, as I said to you at the beginning, there was over 800 different metrics that YouTube monitors. So even in the audio language that I speak whilst commenting and narrating my videos, YouTube, because there is text and screen and audible readers around, YouTube has listened to those words and also kind of compares and marks off how many times I say, for example, Lua programming, versus whether I've got Lua programming in the title, if I've got it in the description, that kind of thing. And even changing something like Lua programming language as being my keyword, adding that third language word onto my keyword phrase can actually have a huge different effect on the results of my keyword research. I could do an entire hour's video on how to research your SEO keywords, but this is the make or break, because the thumbnail combined with your keyword, if you think when you've got all those videos, that thumbnail and your title, those two items added together from a human perspective is what empowers someone to click on your video and go and watch it. So it's all right for me to be able to put the keywords through my description like I have done here, and I'm going to show you. But this is my way of telling YouTube, this is how I want this video to be known, so that when someone searches it, I can become suggested to them and land in their results for their search terms. So remember, on my other channel, it was about 42%. On this one, it's quite early days, we just looked at. But essentially, this is how you then get, this is you empowering YouTube so that YouTube's algorithm knows how to suggest your videos. So if you don't bother doing your keyword research, then you're just putting all that time and effort into a video and no one's going to find it at all, because YouTube doesn't even know how to list it in its search engine to be able to suggest you to your ideal clients, as it were. Things that I've got going on here, so you will see that there'll be repeated terms. Obviously, I've got my own internal links and the subscribing links to my channels, and these are my affiliate links. So this is how I earn my money at the moment. So StreamYard is the tool that I recommend people, because it's incredibly point and click to get started with regards to doing live streaming, if that's something you're interested in. My website, so this is how I'm generating traffic to my websites. Hashtags as well. Every single social media platform pretty much now has a tool, a mechanism embedded within it to be able to embrace hashtags, even on Facebook. Even if you aren't thinking it's worth doing, I think you're missing a trick, because you never know how the hashtag is going to be embraced, even things like Facebook or LinkedIn in the future. So just research how many hashtags you are allowed. I think, if I remember rightly off the top of my head, YouTube allows 12 hashtags before it starts to penalize you. So I always try and float at around 5 or 6. And that's just my disclaimer, because obviously I'm earning money out of any of my links. So that basically is my video SEO. But if you, and I haven't done it on here, so this is really naughty, but I haven't even done my channel SEO yet. So let me just swap to my other channel. Sorry. Oh, look, see, I've gained a subscriber while we've been talking. I was on 217 at the beginning of this chat, and now I'm on 218 with my McCall Media. Sorry, I'm just trying to get my channel back up because I'm switching between. There we go. See, 218. In the time we've been talking, I've gained a subscriber, which is like a little win for me. But if you look down here again, if you look real quick going down, some of them I haven't always done it, but that should be monetization, should be in capital letters. But if you look down here, introducing your videos, live streaming, audio, all of these videos are capital letters with the primary keyword term, and then I'll try and get a secondary keyword term as part of the human aspect. So let's take this one, for example, as you can see it, DSLR webcam. So I've basically turned my digital camera into my webcam because it's far better quality than a webcam. So I've taught you in this video how to do the same for yourselves. So that is my search term, DSLR, and obviously I've got it in here a second time, and most of the time you need to do this with something called a capture card, which generally a decent one's about 120 quid, but I've managed to do it for a £3 cable from Amazon, saving you 117 pounds. So if you was interested in doing something like that, this is an interesting video to watch. But as you go down, you can see that all of my video titles literally start with the keyword that I want to be known for, and then I try very hard to get the secondary keyword phrase as the human element of the title, and then in the description. And then I was just going to show you my channel. I'm just trying to remember the best way of going back. Bear with me just 1 second. Because once you've done your channel keywords, you generally don't actually have to touch them again. Let me just log on to someone down here. I'm really into big like van conversions as well. So this is a couple that I followed in America now. They basically have converted this Sprinter van into like a mobile home. So just, this is personal, you know, binge watching TV for me. But if I wanted to learn more about their channel, I've got these, oh, she says, they've only here put in about 8 keywords. Now, if you was to go onto someone that has, let me just show you a lady that I know is a really good one to watch. Sunny, she is a YouTube guru. She's a very good channel to watch. And oh, surprisingly, she's only got about 5 or 6. I'm just trying to find, there's a lady that I know that does really well, Catherine. Oh, where's her channel gone? I've got so many people that I follow. I do apologize about this. Let me just put her channel in here and I'll see if I can show you. But essentially, all these channel keywords is how your channel authority is built up as well. So it's really important that you fill that in and your about page, because people also don't use this. And down here is your links that populate this bit up in your, this is like your overlay up here as well. So there's lots of things. There was literally about 30 different things you could do to your YouTube channel to make sure that you've optimized your channel as well as your video content itself. Give me 2 seconds because I can't talk. And Catherine, the content bug. There we go. Okay, now this lady, this is an interesting journey. If you want to go and look at, see what's possible, I found her in September last year, and she'd only monetized her channel about 3 weeks beforehand. Just bear this in mind when you look at the fact that she's now got 225,000 people she's gained that in a year. She has been very open and honest the whole way through. So her content is very similar to my content. Okay. And she literally, if you go through and look at her videos and you sort them, this is a nice little trick to do as well. If you're looking and you're not sure what videos to basically put out there, here's my little trick to you. Now there you go, there's her keywords. You can see how many she's got going on. If you go to the videos and you go to sort by and you put the most popular, all right, this is my little cheat when I'm trying to think of content that's going to be really embraced by my audience. So what you've got here is basically the most popular video she's ever done, right down to the very end, the least popular. And what you're looking for are videos that are blowing up. So this video, how to start a YouTube channel in 2020, 1 million views, it's only 4 months old, versus this one, or this one that's 9 months old, this one's a year old, 8 months. Now she's doing really well on her channel and she's blowing up some topics really nicely. But if you scroll down, you know, this one's 3 months old, but has only got 21k views. This one's a year old, it's got 22k. So what you're looking at here is a combination of the volume of views and the age of the video. So the bigger the number of views and the shorter of time it's been available means it's highly in demand, if that makes sense. So just because there was a lady and I just remembered her and it's just nothing to do with me, if you wanted to put in what was it, sewing curtain hems, I don't know if even that's the hand, let me put that in because I have not got a clue on how to do this. So this will be a video I will literally be searching for this weekend. So how to hem curtains, this is probably what I would need to do. So this is a real need to have a look and see what's going on. First of all, you've got 3 video ads. This is other channels trying to, and other websites trying to pay to get your attention. By the way, your YouTube channels will look very different to me. I've got 3 different companies' tools installed into my browser, so I can literally see analytics that you guys won't. So for me, for example, I can see here that this channel here, if I was a seamstress wanting to know what to write about, this would be a real big lead for me, because this channel only has 804 subscribers, but yet they've had 11,000 views. So their views vastly outweigh the subscribers on their channel, which means that that video is a highly sought after video. So that would be one that I'd be adding to my little hit list if I was a seamstress. But if you work on down, when I'm going through this, like this one here, this is 167,000 subscribers. So this is a really decent channel in this genre, and this video's got quite decent views. But if you look at it, it's actually 6 years old. This is 5 years old. The top video is a year old. This on average is telling me 3 years old. This is me. This is YouTube literally screaming at me right now. If you're a seamstress, do a video on how to hem curtains, because YouTube loves young content, and the average age of a video that it has in its bank is 3 years old. So, you know, you'll get a lot of traction, which is why in my genre, when I look for the business to business marketing, digital marketing, I'm normally up against videos that are like a few months old, like that Catherine Manning, whereby in the programming one, my channel looks like this as well. So I think that's why the other channel will succeed a lot quicker. But this is essentially how you go about doing some basic keyword SEO research. And if you ever want me to come back and do a proper tutorial, Debbie, I'm more than happy to actually sit.
Let me stop recording now, and if you stop screen sharing, and we'll just check if anyone's got any questions.
That's cool, and I can always